66.7% possession for Man City.
Bernardo Silva again. Didn't have the most touches in that first half. It was Margay. There is the England defender again. Doku shrugs off Andre Santos, feeds it to Haaland! And Bernardo Silva. And incredibly, I think Haaland got his finish all wrong.
He did get it all wrong, but Hato made a really good block. He came across and just closed the space down. Not sure if the shot was on target. The first opportunity for Erling Haaland.
Yeah, he didn't have a touch in the Chelsea penalty area, the fewest touches of any player. He's used to that. As he lives for moments like that. Cherki! Oh, just past the post. City going close, there was a touch on the way.
Yeah, they've upped the tempo at the start of the second half. Cherki just drives out across the box. So they took some sort of touch off a blue shirt. Just gone fizz across. I think it's off Kukurea. But Haaland not there and around the 6-yard box to take advantage.
Sure. Corner's taken from the right place. It was a poor one, and then it's miscued by Cole Palmer. So bonus corner here for City, and they want to take it quickly, and they do so.
They switched off Chelsea, the 2v1.
Doku. And it just seems shoulder to shoulder, really, with Palmer. Going down quite easily, so it'll be interesting to see this again. It's been checked and cleared.
Cole Palmer taking his defensive responsibility seriously. Just steps across it. A big slip as well from Doku, which made it more theatrical. And there's the opportunity for Haaland, and again, it comes from Doku down his left-hand side. It's a lovely pass into him. And look at Hato comes across to make the block. Really good defending.
Can you see Haaland? I think that was going well wide.
Yeah, it was. But, his first sniff, isn't it, in the box?
Chelsea haven't had a sniff in the second half.
Can't get hold of the ball as yet. Del Pedro, Neto, missed about. Haven't really got into the game the first few minutes of the second half.
Cherki. An influence. Excellent for Cherki. That come off last. Will be another corner. See the penalty shout again. Challenge from Palmer.
That's what happens when the forward player comes back to defend. Steps across it. And another day, not having given. The ball's just away from it. But he can't tackle like that.
In goes the City corner, put away by Hato. Palmer, and then leaving it for Fafana to clear.
They can't get hold of the ball, Chelsea. So Man City dominating, runs into the box 20, total off the ball, runs 86. And they just keep probing and keep moving the ball.
They look assured at the moment, City. Semenyo. He does well. Cherki. Rodri. Back to Cherki. Enjoying himself out there. Semenyo. Cherki. Clips it in. O'Reilly! He's done that before. And Manchester City doing what they do so well. Patience, craft. And the young England man coming up with a big moment again.
Yeah, it's from that man, Cherki. He just sensed it was coming. They just kept the ball, and they kept the ball for the whole of this 5 minutes of this second half. And this Cherki, again, just gets on the ball. You can see O'Reilly just wrestling with Andre Santos, just pulls off the back of him, just out muscles him. It's a simple header.
Oh, it's a mismatch. Nico O'Reilly. What a season he's having. And a tactical weapon that Guardiola has used so well.
Brilliant from left back, isn't it? From a left back, end up in the back post. That's because City kept the ball so well, and so he can stay in the box. What is he, 6'3"? There was always going to be a mismatch on the far post, which the quality was there, and it was there from Ryan Cherki.
6'4", even.
Yeah,
mismatch, yes.
Yeah, big mismatch.
Caicedo looking that against Haaland. He's down, but City have that ball back again. Just goes out of play. And what they've done well also in recent matches is when they've got in front, they then put their foot down again. They're already doing that in the League Cup final.
Position to the attack, bottom right, back three right around the halfway line. Haven't been pushed back at all, and this certainly in the second half. Look at that, 64 points, only 3 points now behind, so 6 points behind Arsenal. That game in hand with Arsenal still to play. Can Chelsea find a way back into this game?
9 goals this season in all competitions for Nico O'Reilly. From left back. His goal was important when they faced Newcastle at the Etihad in February. Of course, the 2 goals in the League Cup final, and a big goal here at the start of the second half.
Progressive passes, 47, and that's interesting. Passes into the box, 25 to Chelsea's 8. They kept probing. This is saying here, keep playing, keep going, keep moving the ball. Caicedo's touch map. Calvin touches his own half of the pitch. Just a quarter of his touches in the opposing hide, and they're at home, Chelsea. That's how much City have dominated this game. Let's compare that to Rodri's, who's been all over the place.
And it's just what City do so well. Home or away, it doesn't matter. What a touch from Semenyo. Semenyo will go himself. Haaland wanted it played first time, but they are looking dangerous indeed.
Great progressive pass. What a great pass that is from Rodri. In behind, touch was exquisite. Cucurella just does just enough, just to lean on him. He's about to take the shot, and Cucurella comes back, just leans on him, and that's why this is a target.
Well, it's not a case here of whether Chelsea can get themselves back into the game. It's a case of whether they can keep City out again.
They need to stay in the game.
There's been a booking for Cucurella for descent. As in goes that corner, Fofana heads it away. Chelsea have only put together 19 passes in this second half. Manchester City, almost 60. Already 7 touches in the Chelsea box.
Well, the problem is that without the ball for this long, it's energy saving. So when you do get the ball, it's hard to, you're trying to take a breather. City just keeping the ball, and so we can see what the possession stat is now.
And Cherki finds Semenyo. Chelsea wobbling here. Bernardo Silva. Nunes. Cherki again. Can't touch him. The ball around with ease. Gay. Every City player moving the ball with confidence.
Yeah, at the moment it's easy for them. I just wonder if Chelsea need to make a change in that midfield in terms of trying to get the ball back. How can you get the ball back? You've got attacking players on the pitch, they're no good if you can't get on the ball and get the ball to them.
5 seconds remaining.
Cherki finding Nunes. Haaland waits, and Fofana puts it over. They just cannot get out, Chelsea.
No, they can't. It's a lovely run. What a lovely pass. Bernardo Silva, the run of Nunes this time in behind. A lovely ball into the far post, but Haaland was licking his lips, but Fofana did well.
Chelsea have so many players who want to get on the ball, but they just can't. Look at the smile on the face of Ryan Cherki. He recognises things are going well, and he's that sort of player. It was a case of when he signed for City, Could they get that out of him?
Yeah, he plays with a smile on his face. Whatever it is, he's lost the game, doesn't he?
Here he goes again, Cherki. And still, and slides it through to Gay. Well, they're just too good at the moment. And Mark Gay, one of the big January signings, with his first Premier League goal for Manchester City.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Ryan Cherki. He said he played with a smile on his face. Well, that's why, because he produces assists like that. And then Mark Gay, he signed for his defensive qualities, showed his attacking qualities there. It was a finish of a centre forward. Take the ball on the back foot, it all comes from the short corner, and just work the ball around the edge of the box. And again, it's Ryan Cherki is the orchestrator of this attack. Goes past one challenge, goes past another, and then just slips it in to Gay, and it's a brilliant finish. Take it on the back foot on the first touch, bottom corner on the second. And Sanchez has absolutely no chance.
And finished like a centre forward. And I spoke about all the City players right at the top of the game in this second half, from front to back. But Ryan Cherki, the star of the show, another goal contribution for him.
It's a brilliant finish, it's a brilliant goal. And they've taken total control of this game at the start of this second half. Mark Gay, to say he's the January signing of the best January signing in the history of the Premier League.
I mean, Semenyo's in the mix for that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here's Caicedo, and Chelsea have not been able to get their foot on the ball in the second half.
They're not going to play well on Man City, have they?
But anyway, this is exactly what City did to Arsenal in the League Cup final, and what they did to Liverpool in the FA Cup. They had a spell, and bang bang, the game is taken away from the opposition.
Yeah, they just wear the opposition down through possession. But that man Cherki is a man who just finds the space, finds the spare man at the right time.
It's a loose pass by João Pedro. There was a lot of talk yesterday about the mental side of the game, the way that Arsenal played against Bournemouth, the tension. There's no tension in the way that Manchester City are playing. Managed by a serial winner in Pep Guardiola. They have leaders in their side who've won this competition before, but it's two of the new boys combined for that goal, and another of those who hasn't won anything, Nico O'Reilly, as far as the Premier League's concerned.
So they've been saying that they've been in transition, but they've just come to the boil, haven't they, at Man City? And
here's Neto. And it's taken off his toes by Bernardo Silva. Ryan Cherki, honestly, has been walking through this game. And here's Semenyo. And that's a foul by Caicedo. Well, Leo, I'll try and take us into the mind of a game like this, because obviously Chelsea have got talented players as well. But Ryan Cherki at the moment is playing as if he's down at the park.
Exactly, and you just can't get the ball off him. And look, these are, as you said, talented players, but when talented players get on the ball, the frustration starts to show, the fatigue starts to come into the legs. You start actually running at almost half pace. You think you're sprinting, but you see Chelsea now, they're not sprinting now, because they can't get a head of steam up. And it's a great goal.
And really, the worry, Chelsea, is how many City score. Manchester City, of course, also looking at the goal difference, which is inferior to Arsenal, but again, they have those games to their advantage. Doku.
The enemy's middle tower.
And now Esteval, he was fouled by O'Reilly.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. He's got 5 headed goals across all competitions this season. And at 6'4" coming from left back, it's tough to pick up. It's difficult for Chelsea to pick up for their first goal as well.
His first Premier League goal for Manchester City, but that's actually scored twice this season already for Crystal Palace before this game. Harmon can't find Esteval. There's Gay.
That's been the story of the final pass for Chelsea. in the first half. That was the case for both sides, but the second half, City had found that final pass. And it's about that man, Ryan Shirky, we highlighted at the top of the programme. He's the difference maker in all the possession the City have had. It's been him on the edge of that box. We found 2 fantastic assists. He's up to 10 assists now for the season.
And Manchester City, as far as the second half is concerned, 78% possession. Here's Esteval. Neto. And there's no connection. O'Reilly's down at the moment. He did have a little look at the bench a moment or two ago, showing some discomfort. And they're in such a strong position here. They don't even need to take any chances.
They don't want to take a chance with him. Everyone fans be thinking the same as well. He's got a big part in the World Cup. He's fit. 148 pressures to 104. Man City. Look at their average positions in attack. There's no one. Everybody's in that Chelsea half of the pitch. Just feeling the side. Not as quite his hamstring. Yeah, he's in and around that hamstring area.
Well, Yaya Toure saying how good to Manchester City look at the moment. A man who was so good for City themselves. They didn't really looking under Guardiola right at the beginning.
That's the first goal. They don't stop the cross. But in the end, he just pulls off on Andre Santos. And it's a mismatch. 6'4" against 5'8". Only going to be one winner there.
Well, I mentioned it about getting those goals in bursts against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Nico O'Reilly goes off. They scored in the first half of that game in the 39th minute and in added time, 45th minute. In the second half, they scored in the 50th minute and 57th minute. So not that different to this game as far as second half impact as well. And then against Arsenal, 60th minute, 64th minute in the League Cup.
It's just about absolute control. And this is kind of almost like the Pep of old. You know, he's had different ways in he's wanted to play, but this is all about control, possession, and moving the ball. And he's now got the moment of levels, as I say, they give the ball away.
Here's Esteval. Palmer. Santos. And Gusto, dispossessed by Doku. Their work without the ball immense as well. And look at Ait Nouri, who's just come on. And he wasn't fed too well by Doku.
Poor pass by Doku. All that way, just apologising for the poor pass into Ait Nouri. Chelsea must look to make a change. They need to freshen it up in some way.
Just get the feeling, though, this has been a lot more about Manchester City and the form they're in. And the second leg actually against Real Madrid, because they went down to 10 men in the first half in that game, and even then they dominated possession and they were chasing the game, having been down in the first leg.
And I think that was important. Even though they went out, that's when these things started to click into place for them. And then, obviously, the win in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal followed soon, and then 4-0 against Liverpool. And at the moment, it's April. They seem to just find their form, and Pep has done this so many times. And that was the encouragement came from Arsenal's result yesterday against Bournemouth.
Looking for more. Cherki on a hat-trick of assists.
They'll have to run freely this time. Didn't want it to feet. Just running in behind.
Santos. João Pedro. Chelsea in need of something. Is Cucurella onside? Touch was heavy. Palmer deflected. Corner.
Better. Managed to play out the press. Cucurella is onside this time. His cross takes a deflection, which just runs into the path of Cole Palmer. It's a good defending by Gahey. That's what he was bought for.
Gay had a choice of the world, really. Come the summer, he was out of contract, but he didn't want to miss playing under Pep Guardiola. The City looking for one there. Donnarumma with a strong punch. There's Gusto. Neto. Palmer. Trying to find room. And I think that went out of play.
So overcomplicated it, Cole Palmer. Just drifted up off the pitch. A couple of changes for Chelsea.
Yeah. Lavia will come on for Andre Santos. Yeah, Esteval comes off for Garnacho. So we may see Pedro Neto come to the right-hand side, we'll see.
In the first minute when he got booked, Esteval was not been able to get into the game. Lavia's back. Looks fully fit now, and Garnacho will bring a little bit of pace down the left-hand side. It's a bit Pedro Neto to move to this right-hand side now.
By the way, we saw Mark Gay's celebration. And who came through at Chelsea. Semenyo. And Sanchez deals with that particular chance. Caicedo just didn't have that sort of time. Doku, it's too easy. It's far too easy. Manchester City running away with this and making a real statement. Sloppy from Caicedo, but no doubt about the ruthlessness of this City side.
Absolutely brilliant with Doku. The reason why he doesn't go to sleep. Sanchez rolls it into Caicedo, just takes too many touches and allows Doku to close him down. It wasn't just the hard work in terms of the counter press, it was the finish as well. Clever little toe poke. I mean, Sanchez trying to get Chelsea on the front foot. Caicedo takes too many touches, it's caught on the ball. And that's a clever little finish on his left foot. Little toe poke. Sanchez absolutely no chance. And there's 3 points in the bag for Man City.
Doku and his wife expecting a baby boy into the celebration.
Clever finish from Jeremy Doku.
And I think we know what's being the point being made there.
Yeah, the second half performance has been outstanding from Man City. Just sucked all the energy out of this Chelsea side. And they've been ruthless with their finishing.
I was going to say an incredible second half display here from Manchester City, but it's not been seen before. That's why they don't have to look doing their famous celebration.
Out of the way, look at Del Pedro's touch map. Bottom right-hand corner, just hasn't been able to get in the game. Yeah, 3 touches in Man City's box. He's starved with the ball.
Here's Garnacho. Palmer. Cucurella. Palmer. Oh, that's a good ball. João Pedro. And in a game in which they're struggling really to have a front foot, that was a chance.
That was a chance. Great ball from Cole Palmer. And he just gets off the back of Mark Gay. He does get contact, but not enough contact. Gay just does enough just to put him off.
Passes into the box. 10 from Cherki. Ball to Neto. Neto sending it in. Caicedo. That's blocked. Don't expect Manchester City to switch off defensively. As I mentioned before, it's not just the win, but making up the goal difference as well. It's a good strong challenge from Lavia. Rodri staying down, and Cucurella goes wide.
Good strike. Not on target though. He stayed down there. Of course, a good challenge, got the ball. Good creates a decent strike as well, but not on target. Just drifting wide of the post. And Donnarumma has it covered. Actually, just withdraws his hands at the end. You see, he knows that's not going to hit the target.
By the way, Jeremy Doku, it's just his second Premier League goal this season, which is a surprise, many. See why that was painful for Rodri.
Yeah, it's a knee, right in the knee of the muscle, I think. Lavia just getting tired, but maybe too little, too late for Chelsea. Game's gone. It's all about pride now.
One thing to add, of course, Chelsea, club that won the Club World Cup, only playing a couple more games than the Manchester City were in that tournament as well. Apology from Lavia, the challenge on Rodri. The only real sour point for Manchester City thus far.
Yeah, and O'Reilly as well, having to go off with a hamstring injury as well.
And that fan being told that he's drinking from the Arsenal bottle has made the telly. He won't be forgotten by City fans now, probably fans of a few other clubs.
Well, they've been terrific though, City. Look, the stats of the pass between the lines, behind the back line, 53. That's what got them. And a lovely pass into Gahey, which was it between the lines, in behind, but it was both because it allowed Gahey to turn, stick it in the back of the net. Rodri looks okay to continue. Should be a real. That was a real big concern because he just makes them tick. You know, him and Bernardo Silva, not as athletic as they were, but technically absolutely outstanding between the two of them, and the way they read the game.
Yeah, as you say, for a certain place to perform, you need the platform. And Cherki's been provided that platform by those around him as well. Garnacho, Palmer has had moments in this game.
To get on the ball now. I think City have just come off the pace a bit and allowed them possession high up the pitch.
And that's desperation from João Pedro. Body language of the Chelsea players, understandably frustrated.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah. There's some tough results here. Stamford Bridge. Recently PSG, Newcastle. And that's what makes it so difficult. They've got to keep going and make sure they try and recover from this. But they've still got, even though it's cramming up behind them, they've still got an opportunity to try and turn this around.
Look how high up the pitch Kusanov was. That's confidence. Yes, to go back, Mark Gay came through Chelsea's academy, couldn't find a place in the side, went out on loan and ended up moving in the end, and so successful at Crystal Palace. But he stepped up to Manchester City and eyeing a Premier League title.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with him because he went out on loan to Swansea, you know, which was no one expected that. No one was looking. Yeah, really, I think it's the season there at Swansea where he just started to catch the eye. Palace took him, so he went down to come back up. And look where he is now, England International, playing for Man City.
10 seconds remaining.
So important to their season.
Kusanov is worth a go! Oh, I thought he found the corner. That sort of day.
Yeah, I thought we found the corner as well. 74 miles an hour. He's hit this clean. It's so sweet. Just comes off it a little bit. That's why it drifts wide. So a really clean strike. Not quite on target.
Now, one of the forgotten men, you feel, in recent months as far as their success is concerned in the games, Phil Foden and Savinho are also going to come on here, and Ryan Cherki will be applauded off the pitch. You see the arm running from Haaland and Doku as well.
Yeah, Chelsea delighted to see the back of him. And Doku, outstanding. Savinho, International. Comes on, and Phil Foden, an England International. Comes on, and just the quality in this Man City squad is just outstanding. A good day's work that has been for Ryan Cherki.
Foden looking for something special. He's getting a lot of screen time at the moment and enjoying his day out, that's for sure.
Very best of entertaining, as Man City have been really entertaining as well. Really good.
Also recognising the support for Phil Foden. Hasn't hit the heights of the past this season.
I suppose I've got a lot to do with Ryan Cherki as well.
Palmer, there's Gay. And not much between the two sides in the first half. Felt though City had that level to step up, and they've certainly stepped up.
Yeah, the goal, the first goal's just opened the game up, hasn't it? And it's a terrific goal. And the amazing comes from Nico O'Reilly, the left back, but that was the key. You know, Chelsea were just trying to stick in the game, but just felt like you sensed that the goal was going to come, just there by their patience and their probing and their excellence in around that Chelsea 18-yard box. And look at that. Touching the opposition box, first half 24-14. In the second, Chelsea only had 3 touches in the Man City box in the second half.
It's Garnacho. Well, before yesterday, there was a sense that it may not matter how well Manchester City play, because Arsenal have things in their own hands, but it's swung. Here's Caicedo. Not too much on that pass. Ultimately, the fact is that City now have an opportunity to beat Arsenal at the Etihad, which they'll be in a very good position to do based on these performances.
You know, people are saying it's in Man City's hands, but it's also in Arsenal's hands as well still. You know, and you know, although a poor result yesterday, that game is the big one. I do think the Carabao Cup has given City the momentum that Arsenal would have liked if they managed to get that first trophy over the line. But this is, you know, Arsenal will go into that game believing that, you know, City have got to win that game. So it's going to be a massive, massive game of football.
Here's Aït-Nouri getting away from Caicedo easily. Semenyo. Well, there'll be one player out there who's still a little bit frustrated, and that'll be Erling Haaland. Want to get on that score sheet again, but ultimately what matters, or what mattered for City, was getting the 3 points. They will get the 3 points. And they improved their goal difference over this weekend now. They are only 3 behind Arsenal in goal difference. So if they were to beat the Gunners, they'd be pretty much level in that area as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just what they've got to order from a Man City's perspective. Said that when somebody's dropped points earlier in the season, that the direct opponent hasn't reacted well. This is a brilliant reaction from City. And you know, this no coincidence, the demolition of Liverpool in the FA Cup.
And they're not done. Semenyo, he'll be disappointed with finishing it, actually.
Yeah, it's expect more. It's really frustrating. Just trying to guide that into the bottom corner, wins the ball, the duel with gusto. They've got plenty of time to line this up. It just doesn't quite catch it as he would like. Look at Rodri's touch, Matt. Bottom right-hand corner. I mean, it's almost covered the pitch, the whole pitch. His touches, looks like he's fully fit, recovered from that little knock he got just now.
They spent most of this half talking about Manchester City, rightfully so, I guess, but from a Chelsea point of view, in a difficult position as far as to get back into the Champions League, and they're about to see an ex-Chelsea player come on, Mateo Kovacic, who's had his injury issues, but he's come back at a decent time, you could say. Bernardo Silva going off.
But I think that just sums it up where Chelsea are. Look at it, coming off Man City's bench. Foden, Savinho, Kovacic, experience, Bernardo Silva and Rodri instrumental in where Man City are, where they've got to. And you just look at Chelsea's squad. It's talented players, but all very young and very inexperienced. The experiences from Enzo Fernandez, who isn't very much like Caicedo, but they're still very young. And that's the gap between the top teams in Chelsea at the moment, and that's a gap that needs to be filled. And they need to, I think, recruit really intelligently. You know, there's something if they're to be a side who wants to challenge the likes of Man City.
Sugo coming on, who's had injury issues. Delap also on as well. But Mateo Kovacic, his first City appearance since last October in the Champions League. His last Premier League appearance, 18th of October. A lot taken out of Chelsea by the start to the second half from Manchester City. Now, by the way, become the league's top scorers as well.
I was going to say, they just starved Chelsea. Didn't Chelsea have any of the ball today? Started that second half. But it's not just about possession, it's about what you do with that possession. They can absolutely clinical.
Palmer, Carter, Garnacho, Cucurella, Lavia, Cucurella, saved by Donnarumma. Even when they get a huge opportunity, the big keeper's there.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's a lovely, clever little pass. It's onside this time, Cucurella. Sees Donnarumma. Tries to get power past him. It's an easy save in the end, but he makes the right decision by holding his ground.
Cristo. Sugo. Plenty of Manchester City changes. Cristo. Palmer. Caught right on the edge of the area there.
No challenge. Another Cristo. Cucurella got forward, didn't they? They've been the most dangerous players. It's ain't there, he catches it.
It's not a pretty challenge, actually.
That's gonna hurt.
No suggestion of any punishment, further punishment. See why. Stowe's limping away. Opportunity here, though, for Cole Palmer.
A bit of consolation for Chelsea. You feel this is maybe a little bit too close. Maybe being a couple of yards further back so we can get it up and over. The keeper with the quality of Donnarumma, there's got to be something special to beat him.
So is there something here for Chelsea in the second half that they'll want to forget thus far? Palmer, and saw it all the way, Donnarumma.
Yeah, he read it. The wall did the job, Lee did his job, stayed where he was, never moved an inch. A little deflection for Cole Palmer, that's what he wanted, but that didn't happen for him.
Sugo can hold on to it. And here's Haaland. Big challenge going in for Sugo there.
Great tackle, wasn't it? I needed to be because Haaland was getting the full head of steam up.
Nori. Look at that from Nori. Every single City player is enjoying themselves.
Great bit of skill, such quick feet, lovely feet in between Neto and Isugu. And there's a corner. Attentive, more than anybody on Doku, Seven Nebo and O'Reilly, all three of them are off the pitch at the moment. They're so instrumental in this Man City performance.
Here's Nunes. Savinho. to Ait Nouri. It's blocked by Harter. So Chelsea's disappointing run against Manchester City continues. Noel Gallagher in attendance, and there is a smile. He'd sort of given up the league a few weeks ago, I'm not sure why.
He's not now.
Do you not know his side?
No, he's not now.
No.
They always come to light in April.
Foden. And flicks on by Haaland. And Delap clears.
One of his own harder than the near post. He's someone who shouldn't leave alone in the box. Chelsea again went to sleep in the box.
Actually, it's Chelsea who wouldn't mind the final whistle right now. Savinho. Haaland rises up. Fouls for Fana.
Very defended goal this time for Fana. Got up early. Again, Haaland's eyes lit up. It's a lovely ball. Just left it to the far post.
A Champong to come on as well. So chance to look at some other players here.
Tough time, Gusto, isn't it, against Doku. Tough afternoon. And Champong will come on. And tough day for him as well.
3 defeats, despite defeat against Everton. The Everton defeat probably hurt a little bit more, but here's Garnacho. Everything going City's way.
Yeah, but that's because they've made it go their way. They control the game. They're far the better side. You know, from start to finish, the way they just dictated play. In the last, as they've gone to 3-0 up, they've dropped a little bit deeper and now Chelsea some possession, but that's because they've just decided to step back. But their recent performances have been top quality. We said about Kushtanov, when he first came, he looked a bag of nerves. He looks so experienced now, he looks very, very calm now. They're there with Mark Gay. I think Gay's had that effect on him and on the rest of the team as well. And then the front four, Zerki, Doku, Haaland, he's not too worried about goals, look at him running back. Make sure his team keeps a clean sheet. They're a good team at the moment.
Now Semenyo giving it a go. Can't get around a Champong. I was going to say there were some good little moments from Asugo since he came on. He's actually making his Premier League debut for Chelsea. But, just real glimpses, positives for Chelsea in this second half. First half, in which they were certainly right in there with Manchester City.
Yeah, and they were playing on the counter-attack, on the transition, but the problem is they can get the ball to counter-attack in the second half. And in the end, it's just the wave after wave of attack. The ball down and the quality of Ryan Shirley.
The quality of City. Foden, look where Mark Gay is. Got a taste of it.
I think he gets back because he needs so much. The clean sheet will mean as much to him as the goal that he scored, the outstanding goal that he scored. And that's been the story. They haven't been able to win the ball, but only 176 pressures, only 16 turnovers. But Cole Palmer's touch Matt. As you say, everything in and around the edge of the box. Only 2 touches in Man City's box. When they got him on the ball in the first half, it did look dangerous, but they haven't done it enough in the second.
I mean, there's an argument to say the way Manchester City have played in this second half feels like the best single half of football we've seen from any side this season. Considering they're away from home, considering they're playing against a team with plenty of international players and talent, considering what's at stake, and they've just played some top-class football.
That's 3 games. They're beating Arsenal, they're beating Liverpool, and obviously they're going to beat Chelsea. And the other thing is they've conceded. We're talking about all their attacking weapons and the going forward. They've not conceded a goal. 2-0 Arsenal, 4-0 Liverpool. Obviously 3-0 now against Chelsea, but you can see why Donnarumma, when he's had to make a save, he's made a save. 2 or 3 he's had to make, but their saves you would have expected him to make. Totally dominated the game against Arsenal in the cup. And totally dominated Liverpool. At the moment, they're the form team. I know I said Arsenal are still in this, and it's theirs as well. So they'll need to find a way back. They need to find their mojo again, Arsenal. That game's going to be massive.
Foden. Haaland. It's an important block. The Champong.
8 minutes.
And I mean, in many ways, I don't know how Pep Guardiola feels about the added time here. I think he's probably looking, thinking, "Oh, so I can find another."
You know what's really good news for Man City this competition? It's such an experienced campaign. They've been in this situation so often, hardly seen any of them. And when you're talking about Rodri and Bernardo Silva, they've been playing non-stop, and all of a sudden now he's on. And everything seems to be in place because he understands the game, getting on the ball, moving the ball about. It's a real big plus for them.
Stark contrast to Arsenal's performance yesterday. They look tight in possession, they look nervous in possession. Bournemouth, to give them their credit as well, were right at it. But you just get the feeling, even if Chelsea played a level up today, it still wouldn't be enough.
No, but
The side is in this rhythm.
their record's terrible, isn't it? As Man City said the last time they won was the Champions League. And they've got to find a way to bridge that gap to Chelsea.
Mike Nori. Palmer. It's going to break back to Palmer. And there's a little shove in there. We'll get the pass away to Pedro Neto.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Neto just got away from him there. Neto. Strong for Gay. So then
Your
much
middle
today.
tower has fallen.
Garnacho. Cucurella. Palmer again. Navia. We're just keeping the ball might be the best thing here for Chelsea.
Absolutely, just keep getting there. Just seeing the game out. Gary's limitation. 64% possession. Man City. And they made more, as many tackles as Chelsea have. It just shows that Chelsea haven't been able to get as much possession as Man City have. They haven't been able to get close anywhere near them.
Champong, it just wasn't really ready to receive that ball at all. Just to go back to Mark Gay, though, most line-breaking passes in this game, highest pass completion rate as well, and he's also obviously scored today. That's the state of play. We know we're talking about Manchester City's situation, but from Chelsea's point of view, the gap will be 4 points. Liverpool increasing that gap. And obviously into Lampard, former Manchester City player.
Amazing. Yeah, before the game yesterday, before 12:30, everybody expected Arsenal to have a 12-point gap going into this game, but in the space of like 24 hours, 36 hours, it's down to 6. And all of a sudden, Man City seem to be the favourites in a lot of ways because of the way that they're playing. And it was a tough day for tough weekend for Arsenal and Arsenal fans.
Guardiola said his side have to win every game to win the league. He wouldn't put it past them. Over the head of Haaland. Savinho. Nunes. Haaland. It's just the one thing missing for City.
Yeah, it's a tough header because he's actually running away from goals. He couldn't generate the power to get that back across Sanchez. And then it's a comfortable save for Sanchez.
Well, they just held on to the ball too long. Bravo Sanchez. So it will be Manchester City corner. And some to injury.
Sanchez. Let's put this in the box. Rub salt into the Chelsea wounds.
City looking for 4. And free kick. Cucurella. I mean, we talk about the margins, of course, Cucurella having that goal disallowed, but it doesn't feel like a margins game, this one. It feels like, when we talk about margins, we're talking about a wide one.
Yeah, absolutely. The massive gap between the two sides. You know, the quality of that guy, O'Reilly, starting off Bernardo Silva, jerking, just ran the game. And they've been doing that in recent weeks, and they just seem to have momentum, they have a rhythm about the way they're playing. I think that's the most important word, rhythm. You know, that I think Pep's teams, when you feel that they're playing well, the rhythm of their passing, the way they win the ball back. You know, Doku all of a sudden is now complimenting Semenyo. It's just absolutely perfect. You know, the creativity is gone of Xherki, the trickery and of Doku, the pace and athleticism of Semenyo, and just the finishing ability of Haaland. It doesn't get any better with that.
And Pep Guardiola, eyes on a 7th Premier League title. He secured a 5th League Cup title already. They're in the FA Cup semi-finals. They face Southampton of the Championship at Wembley. Chelsea themselves still in that competition, so they could meet City again this season. Go round Semenyo, no chance. Not back by Chelsea though. Palmer. And look who's back there. Foden. It's been a feature of City's game as well. How much praise have we given them in the second half?
Well, that's the thing, we're talking about the 4 players, but they're defending. Their reactions when they lose the ball is second to none. Absolutely brilliant. Phil Foden comes off the bench and he's exactly the same. Haaland, sometimes we've seen him running back and defending his box. And Semenyo back there defending against Pedro Neto. Their attitude is just absolutely spot on.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
And that defensive side, you touched on that. You feel them getting that right was always going to help an attack that basically looked good for all the season. There's just been question marks. Oh, that's very late. It's got to be a yellow card, surely.
Yeah, and I think he hurt himself more in the challenge. It's very, very late. So, this is Masugu. Try to be aggressive when he's come up. Yeah, the ball's given away. He knows the counter-attack's on, so he wants to stop it.
As we see this replay, the full-time whistle's blown. A statement from Manchester City. Boos around Stamford Bridge, but really, the headlines will all be dominated by Pep Guardiola's side, who were sensational in that second half. Nico O'Reilly, another goal for him this season. He's having a real strong end to the campaign. Mark Gay against his old club with his first Premier League goal. And then Jeremy Doku adding icing to the cake and adding another goal to City this season. For Pep Guardiola, he won't be getting carried away because he's won this before. But he will be inside brimming with what he's seen from his side. But Chelsea will have to move on from this. But what a resounding win for Manchester City.
It's a really tough day for Chelsea. And the Sun, it's one who's got to have to swallow because Man City were just absolutely outstanding. And second half, Chelsea didn't lay a glove on him. And, you know, he's a G, we call him a genius, and that's why, because they are coming. I said they were coming to the ball. They are boiling at the moment. They are simmering very, very nicely. And at the moment, it's been very difficult, it seems, for anybody to stop them in this sort of form. You know, we spoke about Xherki at the top of the picture, but then he goes and delivers. But then all 4, if he's not delivering, Doku, they kept on feeding him the ball. But then if he's not working, give it to Semenyo, because he'll know make something happen. And the one who didn't have a good day at the office, you could say, is Erling Haaland. And that's where City are, from relying on Haaland early on in the season. They don't need to anymore. And the key was getting him up and playing. You know, he was Ballon d'Or winner at the top of his game. And I would say he's a little bit off that. But boy, but still, what a player, him and Bernardo Silva in that midfield for Man City.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen. Worthy tribute.
With a fierce heart, I rejoin the fray. Who calls me? Against all strife.
Won't be seeing me around.
Yes. too.
New treasures.
We fight as one. For the forest. Yes. Yes. Set upon them. It's not time yet. Yes.